Okay, it's enough. It's okay. Okay, the recording is sufficient. I'm trying to speak to the public of Grand Crew County. The fact here is the fate of Grand Crew County is bleak. Actually, there is fire burning in Grand Crew County. No one knows which way the county is headed. Everything about Grand Crew County is uncertain. It is bleak. And that is not fine. But I know where the county is headed. It is headed towards doom. It is headed towards hopelessness. But that does not mean the county's fate is sealed. It is redeemable. Yes, it is. Within the last 24 hours, I have spotted dead bodies on Costa Shore, Henry Costa Shore. And what I saw isn't fine. Two dead bodies of young men said to be the bodies were rescued from the well. And these kind of things, when I see them, I feel very, very depressed. Look, folks, I'm not trying to raise sentimentality, but I want people to see the rationality associated with this kind of, deaths of people. I have been talking about death of people due to witchcraft or ritualistic killings, and now we are still seeing bodies. Henry Costa Show. I saw it, I said, look, so Grand Crew has become Sodom and Gomorrah. And can we take it? I want everybody to digest that fact. It is everybody's problem. So, gentlemen, there is something that is not going well with our county. It is everybody's business to suggest ideas to redeem the county. That is all I ask. Nothing more and nothing less. The urgency is on everybody, not the administration, not a particular individual, but everybody. There is something going on in that county. And until we discover the hand that is perpetrating these kind of acts, there is no way out. We will remain a kind of a zero county. We are talking about the survival of the people, but for each time we see different images that can stir people's blood. 2 young people were found dead, lifeless. And I have the pictures. Nobody is taking interest in these things to see dead body, lifeless person. Were they hustling for gold because they look dirty and went in the well? So I have not, gathered details about their death, and it is reported that they were found in the well. So I need more information about that. I need more information. No one is accused according to that post that I saw. And so I'm not accusing anyone. It is not the administration, because their name, the county's leadership name is not mentioned. How did they die? Were they trying to get, gold out of the soil because people die by that? That the gold is under there and then they dig some kind of narrow hole and dead fall over them. These are the kind of things we are talking. That mining as a whole, deaths are associated because that devil stone you are taking. So they will need something in return. So for which reason mining in Grand Cru cannot continue. Just as everywhere, there are a lot of Grand Cru citizens that die in the Cote d'Ivoire for some other reasons, in Sino particularly. Some died there. I know of 3 people that died there that are related to me. And so there is something serious going on. We have to all provide solutions to change the fate of Grand Cru. There are a lot of things we can do to generate money, to have people employed. The land is there, and I'm saying we can do agriculture, intensive agriculture. We will get money, we will get things to eat. We will also make the county a food secure hub. You can eat whenever you want it, not when you get it. You eat whenever you want it, and not when you get it, when you find it. There's a difference. Food security means you can eat at any time. Here in America, there in China, there in Britain, you can eat whenever. Eating is just like a habit. It doesn't need to be like you need to eat, or you eat when you want. So we can be a food secure county where children will play with food in their mouths. That is food security. And but the serious thing I'm talking about here is the way people die. The way people die. And those people that posted the photo, they're supposed to gather all the reason before posting it, because when things like that is posted, then some of us will want to find out what happened. But sure, if they went down the hole into the earth and the mud fell over them, then it was a risky thing, which I would not advise anybody to do. Don't chase wealth from underneath the ground. It's not safe. It is like challenging death. When you challenge death, thinking that it doesn't see you, it will happen to you. Therefore, people can't wish themselves dead. People must wish themselves alive all the time, breathing. Look, I rose recently, and I am saying we can practice intense agriculture. How long does it take any food commodity to grow? It is less than a year. Planting, edibles, and those edible things. We can plant those things. People can buy them, and we can sell, the money we get out of other agric products to buy things we want to eat, like rice. Forever and ever, for me, because I'm in the next farming year, I will be in Glebo. I will be producing rice. And I already have authorized, my family to be clearing as of in November, so I can plant, because I love eating. I don't want to be hungry. We have the capacity and the mindset. If the mindset is there, we will get whatever we want, right? In our town without moving anywhere. But the youths are scattered. They are everywhere in the county or in the other counties. Only if they knew better. Only if they knew better. Even if the county administration didn't encourage them, there is self-motivation. See how those young people die. Whom is to blame? Themselves. I don't know the story. The other time I posted a guy who was also like dead that way. Maybe he got drowned, chasing, wealth under the ground. A young man, like my size, was lying dead over near the river, somewhere near a mine. And it is pitiful. Even if the county administration is not telling you to farm, you grew up in a tanko queue. You know what your parents have been doing. You can do it because of what they did, and they generated funds to send us to school. So common sense should tell all of us to do what our old people have always done. Those two children were not going to die, but they died because they did not use their common sense. Who is to blame? You are not actually going to blame anybody. If they did die and part missing, that is racial killings. If they did die of diseases that we don't know of, a kind of way, we will say that witchcraft. But at this time, it's none of it indicating that. Maybe they went in to dig and then mudslide over them. And that was risky. Fast money. Fast money. It's dangerous. The algorithm of getting rich is do simple things on the surface of the earth, plant, and reap. Why you sow? There's no shortcut in that. And so it is just disheartening when we see our fellow being dying like that. Young guys, I don't know their ages, but I'm seeing their bodies, that these are people of the age 30, between 30 and 40. And so it is something that is distressing to me and the people that gather there. We have to make wise decisions. We have to make valid decisions. If the county authority does forget to give people the money they need, it is a blame. But so far, we have a great expert in that county that's supposed to go around to encourage people. All of us know now what food does, what food shortage does to people. So naturally, people are supposed to use their intelligence to make food available to their families. Even if you don't have money, but if you have food and money mean the same thing. If you have food, it's money. You can use the barter system. Sell food, get money. You see, because human being never, will have everything available to him or her. Get one thing sufficiently and use the barter. I saw it. I live it. So this world doesn't provide shortcut to self-sufficiency. You have to do it step by step, step by step. Step by step, recipe is what we call algorithm, the way of doing something. The way of doing something. You don't jump ahead of it. Follow it step by step. Clear a field in the bush. Nobody is going to question you in Grand Crew, just as in Lofa, because I travel wide and far in Sando County. Go there peacefully, don't spoil anything. The local population, they will rally around you. They will incorporate you immediately. Only if you are not doing anything bad. You don't follow people with me. You don't, steal anything. They will incorporate you. And if you wanted to farm, you farm. The bushes are there. Nobody's going to chase you. And everywhere in the Republic, Grand Jide, Nimba County, Bon County, and all the other counties, Grand Kema County, and those places are fertile. They are fertile. It only takes, your effort to clear, and then fell the tree, overlap them, burn them, and begin planting. When you go low, all your things there are growing. That's all it takes. And your decision. The quality of our lives depends on the decision we make. You are the product of your thought. You are the product of your decision. If you want to fail, there is a mechanism of failing. If you want to make progress, there is a mechanism to follow. These things, we do not need to talk about them. We think that they are intuitive. I have seen my father farming, and I know for a fact what he used to get. We harvest rice, we harvest other things. So if nobody told me, I know the way, I know the process. And so like being anxious to get wealth is also a tempting factor. And so many people have died in that process. We are not going to put it on anybody to say, hey, there's a person, maybe they play, wish. No, if you take risky decision, your life will be affected. Risk. Taking risk is dangerous. Some people diving in the depth of the river to find gold. They don't have the machine. Why you would dive under the water? You don't have gills to breathe. Those are risk. That is risk. Risk takers can end up that way. Why would I go in a hole? Even if, diamond there, I will never. So for short, looking for riches, minerals, riches, some of us are saying no because they will not avail anything. People have been doing it, but you still see the same people. And the funny thing is, when they get a little deposit of gold, then they say, oh, I dug this little place here and then I found this much. So if I were to dig everywhere, I will find gold. And it happened that they have never, gotten the wealth they have been seeking. Only one people. So like those, habits, they are dangerous. The way forward is farming. It will make you established. It will make you dependable. And it will give you easy access to money that we are looking for. Food is money. And money is food. That is what I'm talking about. Not the other way people think. Not the other way yous are thinking. There is no shortcut to success. So if one thing doesn't work, turn the other thing. But through this digging is actually, destroying our county. It is destroying the topography. I just talked about it last night. And only for me to see this kind of thing, that two young men, some children's fathers, some mothers' children, some husbands, some women's husbands, some children's dads. Those are the people I'm talking about today. In the last 48 hours, they were decimated out of this life. And life is irreparable. So when it is lost, it is gone forever until another time. And there is no promise in that. So take time with your life. Take time with your life. That all, we will suggest. For those that are living, for those that are in the gold field, stop spoiling the topography of Grand Cru. There is no survival in that. We cannot sell cassava to buy gari tomorrow. And we have been suffering these kind of decisions since the time of old. We sold our logs. Now we are buying plywood, we are importing chairs and all of that thing. But if we protected our trees, we could be producing chairs and selling it, selling the finished product. But European came, and then when they come, it's just like, hey, this person needed a woman, and then the woman say, hey, let go now. And so these people cut our trees, our precious trees. Trees that have been growing for 1,000 years. And then they cut it one day. Then they pull it out of the bush. We don't know what it costs. We don't know what it weighs. But because they gave somebody small money, and then they do that horrendous, operation in our bushes. And there are people, leading the way for small money. We supposed to sell tree according to what it weighs. We are not doing that because, look, trees are precious than diamond. When we see them here, even the back of the tree means something. They put chemicals on it to make our roof. So in these Western civilizations, trees cannot go to waste. Even the dust from it means something. The dust from the trees are sold. We see that, and people know that. And they harvest these trees to build their country, to build their economy. And then we are in the dust. I've been talking about them. I've been talking about these attitudes and these kind of phrases, I will call it. And it is painful. And there's nobody ever found, debating on these things. When Europeans come with few dollars, because of quick money, they don't see the other side of their decision. And then those people are going all over. Charles Taylor, OTC. See how those people are hauling the bushes, hauling the logs from our bushes. They went as far as, the Sapo National Park and harvested the big trees and scattered the animals. They killed some of the animals. There is not historic. The last place where we had the animals, they broke the place. They were holding the logs day and night. Days and night. Non-stop. Charles Taylor. And so we are, killing ourselves now. We are digging, and, that Solomon Thomas and I are cooperating on some projects, and he is feeding me with every details. Some of the things I say Napoleon, this mining thing, it will be for a little while before people understand it, that it is spoiling the topography of our country. Everywhere people are digging with no government authority challenging. Nigerians are digging, Chinese are digging, all other people are digging. Where do you see this thing happening? Where do you see this thing happening? So that brings us to the scenario that where there is no vision, people perish. This is what we are in. Because there is no foresight. I have heard President Bouaka saying mining is unproductive. People have been doing it. It did not benefit Liberia. Why should people still do this? But he sat down way in the mansion. He is not everywhere. He is not a spirit. I enjoy him saying that. Look, gentlemen, our country is in danger. Our country is in danger. Not that people are dying in the mining process, but the trash, the mining process is leaving behind is huge and it is catastrophic. To say it clearly, to call it out clearly, mining will leave us devastated. For us, our lives are like over. But what about the generations to come after us? What will they look to? So we need to take action. Let the president know the urgency of the action we must take. No mining in Liberia. There should be no mining in Liberia. Everybody is there. They are mining, taking minerals away, and leaving trash with the local population. There is not any sound mine. It is not productive. It is counterproductive. That's what I mean to say. And so, like, we are standing by because we are not in administration, but we are making our voices to be heard by people that care. I saw some people connecting with me on the Facebook that some of the things I say, they are correct. And, I should stick on to preaching my message to transform Grand Crew. And I will be doing that because the message has gone wide and far and people agree with it. We have to do agriculture. We have to improve transportation to include commuter train transport system. And we need a seaport in Grand Crew. This will energize the agriculture and local commerce. We want to be selling and buying other things. That is all I'm talking about. That is what we call commerce. Buying and selling. Buying and selling. That kind of way of doing things. And the government, the local, government of Grand Crew should craft loan program. Because if the business people are out of business, how do you collect revenues? That's what I love the American government. All the corner stores, every corner store, if you don't have money, if you don't, have money, they can loan you to do business. Many people have become successful in that. And then they are paying into government coffers. They are paying, revenue. You have to set the stage to help those people that are trying to do business. When they are successful, then they will be paying into the coffers. That's how it works. That's how it works over here. But nobody there to articulate it. Nobody there to activate it. So when people who are doing business, when something happens and they lost the ability to continue in business, then not only the family that, will lose their chance of doing business, the government also loses. So the government should be an empowerment for the citizens that want to take care of people here. The people that are on the sidewalk, they are not working today, but if they are are clear of their problems and start working, government start benefiting. That's why when somebody is sick over here, government, will say, look, let that person be medicated. Let that person be medicated immediately. Whether with or without money, the bill must follow. And you can't sue somebody because he went to the hospital and you treated him of the things for which he's still in need. Then you go to collection bureau so they can get that money from him. The government forbids it. If the person is healthy, they will pay back. And Liberian authority, Liberian hospitals, supposed to incorporate that system. It is not done. And 90% of the government workers, they were educated right here. So they saw a good thing and then they put it aside. They flip it. That in front of Redemption Hospital, there where people have been dying. JFK, I followed the story of one little musician dying before he was attended to. Treat a person who is, losing his life. See how 3 people die in front of the hospital. But there is national issue. There is national issue. It has been happening not only in this administration, but it is a practice. Death of people through neglect is also helping pull Liberia down. And it is going. No very outstanding policy to stop it. No outstanding policy. The policy makers, they're supposed to put it in their record as it is here. Treat the person. Bills must follow later. Not in Liberia. So there is the same thing, mentality that is being duplicated to involve other practices. Looting of the minerals on the ground. Some people just buy their bulldozers and then they are using it. Excavators are all in those bushes. It will have a calculating, devastating consequence on our people. Not in this century, but in time to come. Because when mining is done of minerals in a place, that place is completely done. It takes 100 years for such a place to be, viable again for agricultural, purposes. And people know that, and then they are doing it. And it is not benefiting the country. So I don't know. If something does not benefit the people, why do it? Why do it? So many foreigners are operating in our country there. I'm not talking about other places. I'm not talking about the other places. So nobody is going to say, hey, they were doing it over there or they're doing it in River G. Why we can't do it here? Or why is it that the authority in River G is not talking about this thing and that in our county only? You're talking about, I'm not in River G. I'm not from there. I'm not in Sino. I'm talking particularly about Grand Crew County. That place is not that big. So if we have this kind of mining activities to level it off, that our children will suffer. Look, gentlemen, this world will be what we make it. Grand Crew County is supposed to be a full security hub. The authority there is supposed to forbid these things and say, look, this is what we are going to be. And people are not talking. And I'm talking about a qualified leadership academically. This is the first time we have, capable leadership. And I was bluffing with it. I'm a bluffer. That we have the most intelligent leadership in place. I will not draw any comparison because I'm not everywhere. But for the first time in the history of Grand Crew, this is the first time we have college, oriented people serving the country. That Fonanti Kofa, that Senator Chie, that Senator Batekwa. But if their policies are not showing that, that mind that I have been having of them, then it is my disappointment. It is my disappointment. We are supposed to prioritize food production in that county, then minerals mining. But I'm told that some of the people in authority have a lot of, bulldozers, excavators, in the process of finding, diamond or gold in that place. So what are you talking about, Toll? The people are doing the same thing. They support it. So where will it end? There is the kind of life we are living. Once the heads of the county are supporting mining, so other people come there, they are, they want to dig. Whether they're doing it legally or illegally, it remains to be, verified. So there is a county that is in a free fall. And if we are talking and they don't agree, so then we are putting words on the water, on the river. And river will flow with it and carry it in the sea. So there is no better direction the county is heading. Because nobody is standing out to forbid these things. Having heard a kind of affirmative statement from any of the senators or reps, so to speak, condemning mining because they have interest in it. They have excavators. So it is sad. It is sad for our scenario. I'm not talking about other counties. So we are grinding to a halt. We are, shooting ourselves in the foot. When we want to fly, then we shoot it there again. Nobody is proposing anything good, even nationwide. Nobody. Everybody is doing their own thing, and this is what we call Banana Republic, where everybody does their own thing. Because where there is nothing to lose, there is nothing to fear. Where there is nothing to lose, there is nothing to fear. Look, gentlemen, hard time is coming. Hard time is coming. That's why you see it started already. That's why you see the Chinese, they running transport in Liberia, bike transport. That's why you see the Chinese are looking for diamond in Liberia. Red Dead and all of these things they carry there. Anything they see to be like precious stone, they put it on board. Our people allow it. The Burkinabés, they waste in Grand Gide. They cutting trees, those big trees, they making firewood. there is a coal. Yeah, fire coal. Yeah, we enjoy it, but we were over there for 1,000 years. We were not burning coal all the time. We burn twigs, but they cutting the logs. They cutting the logs. They cutting the logs. And if I, will understand something better, somebody, told me, say, look, there are some sort of violence, and then they're killing our native people. Burkina Bees. Burkina Bees. When they leave a place, then that place is exhausted. So I started worrying because when they finish with Ground G there, then they are going to River G, and from River G, then they will enter, Grand Cru. They will enter, Maryland and Sando. So our trees are going with nobody speaking out from Monrovia. It is sickening that we are not protective of what we have. Must Liberia be turned into, a desert? When trees are gone, what happens next? It will be like shrubs. And shrubs can be gone anytime. And then we have the grassland, the desert coming. Where will we, shelter? These things are also concerning. For us now in this generation, but how about, people that we are putting on earth? What will be their future? What, if anything? So we can't stand by to see these things happening. We will talk about them day or night because we are the ones that will bear the consequences for the decision we make today. So we have to speak out how to redeem our counties. But right now I'm talking about Grand Cru County. I'm just citing example by going into other neighboring counties, problem. Grand Cru citizens bear the responsibility to make sure everybody boat is raised. This is my concern. And I'm pleased that some people now, they are connecting with me every day, every time. That yes, I'm right on some issues. Like, the policy I'm putting forward, I'm rolling forward, that have the ability and propensity to raise all boats. Not only my boat, not my brother's boat alone. I want everybody to go up by creating a port, by doing intensive agriculture, and by building a commuter train system, starting from Grand Cru, and I know it will snake across the country. This is what we call national economic salvation. And until somebody hears my voice from Monrovia, the fate of transportation in Liberia is bleak. It's bleak. That in the rainy season, people are not able to go to Lofa County, a full hop. So they help themselves by crossing the border and selling our produce there. But if all the food produced in Lofa County, if we could have then, if we could have this food directed to Monrovia, no hunger will be in Monrovia. If we have all the foods that are produced in Bond County. But you know, Bond County borders Guinea also. So they help themselves to cross the border and go south to Guinea. Nimba County. So Lofa, Bon, Grand Jirek, and Nimba, all of those countries that are lining like that, all of those counties, they help the Guinean population to energize. They sell their produce there instead of going to Monrovia because there is no, efficient road and all the distance. But a train makes it possible because you will not pay as much on the train. It's a big train. Y'all enter and sit somewhere. So the price will be less to commute. That's what I'm saying, that it is possible. If it is working for Nigeria, it is possible in Liberia. Possible in Liberia. If it is working for the Kenyans, it is possible in Liberia. We can do it. Yes, we must. But I want someone in the administration to say, yes, it will. And not until I hear such confirmation, I will not be confident that this idea is totally absorbed. Transportation is a critical issue for Liberian marketers or for Liberian commerce. If you do it, market women will easily commute to places and back, going back and forward with their wares and all of these things. This is my dream, and this is what I intend Liberia to be. But it should start in, Grand Crew County to be the birthplace of this kind of vision. That is the name I wish for our county to have, to say, look, this thing started in Grand Crew. Ideas doesn't take place in more than one, place. It should start in one place, then it spreads. Like civilization started in Egypt, and then it spread around the world. And other things, other good things can start somewhere and then they go all over for the use of humanity. What if Benjamin Franklin, the man who discovered penicillin, I'm not remembering his name, Alexander Fleming. Yeah, Alexander Fleming. He discovered penicillin. Today, the whole world is using it. What if the Wright brothers that developed the engine to defy gravity? This is why we are riding planes today. Their inventions in 1904 over here in the United States. Today, air transport has become the global model. But before, it wasn't like that. The Ford brothers, motor vehicle. Something must start somewhere. And then people will gravitate to it one by one, one by one. So commuter train as transport system should start in Grand Crew and then it will go all around the country. It's not a bad thing. Sierra Leone can gravitate to it. Guinea can gravitate to it in that region. Not only will it be confined to Liberia, but there is an invention that will start in, Grand Crew County. It will spread across our county borders. If it is successful, it will spread to our neighboring countries around there, Gambia and all of these, all of those countries. But I started seeing it in Nigeria. I started seeing it in Kenya. It's It's working for them. It can work for us. We can't doubt it. We can't doubt the power of, civilization. This world has come a long way. So is Liberia. So we have to learn how to do modern things. We're talking about ideas, the power of ideas. That's it. That's it. The power of ideas must work for us. Ideas will get us where we're supposed to be, not the other way around, not antagonism. In Liberia, everybody want to be, a politician. Only politicians are supposed to be doing politics that understand the workability of politics, not the other way around. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so very oppressed mentally to know that some lives are lost in Grand Crew County today. The picture that is on Costa shore is very, very frightening. It's fearful. It's, horrendous. We need to advise the young people to take meaningful action by engaging in agriculture. It is a way forward. I have seen many of the boys in Grand Crew, many of them majored in agri from TU, Tubman University. Agri is the way forward. I'm talking about agro-industrial engagement will be a leading way to the economic salvation for the people of Grand Crew. Hunger is dangerous to human survival. And so I'm ending here. There is no music right now. Teja Jilo will not come back. And until next time, this is Napoleon Talk. This is Napoleon Talk closing. Have a better day wherever you are. I see you in the next clip. Bye.